like everybody besides Nikola just had an off shooting night tonight. What do you attribute that to?
Oh, good question. I don't know if I have an answer right now why we struggle to make shots. And that's what I just told our guys. When you dominate the paint, you dominate the glass, you dominate transition, all three of those areas, we're heavily in our favor, and you lose the game. Obviously, we foul too much. And, I mean, for there to be a 28-11 differential is just crazy to me. I was trying to talk to the referees all night long about that one because we are a team that attacks. We had 32 in transition. We had 68 in the paint, and we just couldn't get, a foul call. But I think the big thing was, we really struggled to make shots, and we really struggled to finish tonight. And we easily could have had 70 to 80 in the paint, but we missed a bunch of bunnies, bunch of easy ones. And think about the free throw that we missed late. Michael Porter gets the offense rebound, gets a great look, has a chance to cut it to 5. And we just couldn't make enough shots. And I felt our defense for the first 3 quarters was really good. And then I thought a really important stretch was the start of that fourth quarter. A.J. Green got open twice for threes. And anytime Dame and Giannis are both out, you can't lose those minutes against that team. And we did tonight. And that was a big stretch.
Mike mentioned the other night he's just kind of trying to get his rhythm back and stuff after the break, after the injury he had. Is this one in particular, I mean, this is a bottom percentile kind of game for him as a shooter. Is this one where you can kind of just tell him, keep your head up, it's not that?
Oh, all of them. I think all of them. I mean, Michael prior to that injury might have been one of the best stretches he's ever had as a Nugget in consecutive games, like putting up huge numbers. And, no one's trying to miss a shot. No one's trying to miss a layup. And so when you have a guy like Michael, you just got to continue to support him and tell him to stay aggressive and to keep his head up, because this team isn't going anywhere without Michael Porter being a major contributor. And we all know that. So, yes, we just need Mike, very unlike him, 2 of 11 from 3, got some great looks. I don't want him turning those looks down because it's going to turn for him. I have no doubt about that, Bennett. So, and the good thing for him is what you have to respect is, all right, he's struggling to make shots. He had 10 boards tonight, 6 offensive, 3 assists. He's trying to find other ways to impact the game while he's not making shots. But we need Michael Porter Jr.
With the free throw discrepancy, was there anything you guys felt like you could have done more of to get to the line more, or was it just kind of frustration with the calls throughout the night?
Oh, very frustrating, I think, for all of us. And for a long time, we only had 6. And 3 of those 6 were Nikola getting fouled in the first 2 minutes of the game on a 3-point shot. And, that was we didn't lose the game because of just the free throws, the 28-11. But obviously I'm going to fight for my guys and talk to the refs and talking to Carl especially, who I have a lot of respect for. And just like all we want is the same whistle. They're driving, you're calling it, cool. But when we drive it and we're getting fouled, we just want the same call. And again, this game, we had chances to be in this game, and the game got away from us a little bit in that fourth quarter. And we all understand that we're going into Detroit tomorrow night, a team that's playing better than anybody right now. And they're sitting there waiting for us. So we're going to have to find a way once again, like we've done all year long, on the second night of a back-to-back, to dig deep, find a way, and try to get a road win against a hell of a team in the Pistons.
What did you specifically like about the defense in the first 3 quarters?
Well, it's funny. The first 6 minutes of the first quarter, it wasn't great. It was in the mid-50s. But by the end of the first quarter, it was down low 40s, and we kept that through quarters 2 and 3. I felt that we were employing our game plan. We had discipline. We were being physical. And the guys were flying around and giving great effort. When you, as I mentioned pregame, when you have a guy like Giannis who requires so much attention, and you have the talented shooters around him, it does require you to give great multiple effort every possession. And I felt we had some really good examples of that throughout. And again, the start of that fourth quarter, I think we opened that quarter up with the basket. I think after that went on a 10-2 run, which forced a quick timeout because we just had a couple of mistakes that you cannot afford to have in the fourth quarter of a close game against a very good basketball team.
Just with injury management.
So when we talked earlier this year about any of the top Western Conference teams, other than the NBA Cup, what does it kind of mean to play a team like this, to have a kind of that complete effort for 48 minutes? and put
Yeah, we
together
just
a win.
play well, man. But we beat the Clippers, we beat Oklahoma. No matter if it counts or not, we still beat them, and then won this game. So we're not going to let that be taken away from us. It doesn't mean anything except for it's a home game that we needed, and it was a well played game. It was a very physical game, and I was disappointed after the Rockets game because I thought we didn't play. We were the bigger team, and they were more physical, and that bothered me. And tonight, you had two big teams, and I thought we were the more physical team. In the first half, I thought they were the more physical team, and then in the second half, we turned it around.
After Houston, you had talked about getting Kyle more involved in some of those bench units. This game, we talked before the game about that group. Was this kind of what you were hoping to see with either Kyle being more aggressive and then that movement to get AJ some shots?
Yeah, the two things. But Kyle got him shots. It's funny. Getting him involved because of his vision, his ability to go downhill, is just huge for that unit. And we worked on it for a long time this morning, just those five guys. The starters could say they had a day off and shoot around because we just focused on them, running stuff, advancing the coups, getting the coups on double drags, and they did that, and that was great to see. So that was good. I thought our fourth quarter offense had pace tonight, 37 points in the fourth quarter, and we were just talking about us not scoring, and today we did it. So we know we can do it. We just can't lose our pace.
You guys have an 11-point lead there late, and it shrinks down to 5.
Yeah.
I'm curious just what you thought of your execution once it got to 5. It felt like
I thought we had a 2-minute stretch where we start dribbling the ball, not doing anything, and then trying to rely on a great shot. And then we got back to the movement again.
You typically don't do this with Brooke, but it's 32 points on 16 shots, a triple-double for Jokic. Did you feel good about what Brooke did? Even with that being said?
I thought Brooke was fantastic. We matched his minutes exactly with Jokic, which we don't do a lot. The guys, that Jokic, he's really good. He's just really good. I mean, he made the shots he makes. They look like there's no way they can go in. And his passing is something to marvel. It just is. And to him to do that and us still win games against them is big for us. I thought Brooke gave everything tonight. It's probably the most he's rode in his life, and that was big for us as well, mixing it up. So that was great. My favorite play of the game was Giannis and Dame two-man game. Play back and forth, throw it back and forth. That's the one thing that they can still do better. And the more we do that, the more difficult we become.
I was going to say, it's not a big scoring night for Dame, but what do you think of his ability to take on that second defender?
Yeah, I thought Dame played a great game to me because they clearly wanted to take him out of the game by doubling him or being up in him. And he gave up himself. He gave himself up for the team so the team can win. He used himself as a decoy over and over again, and he got guys shots. That's not easy to do for a score. And Dame did that tonight. I think he deserves a lot of credit.
You've been able to continue winning even while you're monitoring Giannis' workload since he came back. I think y'all actually outscored them early in the fourth while he was on the bench. How can y'all kind of just benefit in the long run from this time?
Yeah, that's what we're hoping. That's a good question. We're hoping that doing this minute restriction thing, it's so funny. Giannis is getting about sick of it, though. He's close. You can feel it. Today when we took him out, I think he had made 3 or 4 in a row. He was not a happy camper, but he's doing it. And the other guys are playing well for us, and that's great. That second unit, they came in and stretched the lead for us. That's huge minutes to start the fourth quarter.
Held the third best shooting team in the league this year to 26.5%. How do you take a performance like this, the intensity, the closeouts, and turn that into new habits going forward?
Amen is my answer. Really. We've been very good defensively, but tonight took everything. Like our weak side defense was fantastic tonight. I would say Buck, if he had one complaint, is transition D, weak side D. They had 19 transition points in the first half. We took them away in the second half. It's definitely something we're going to watch and teach and show that we can do it every night. We have to. We have to get habits. You know, we have to go back to Texas, right?
I'm aware.
You know,
With
just like, why wouldn't we just stay there and, you know?
it's an interesting road trip.
Yeah.
So with we talked about Brook a little bit. Giannis on the backside of that, it looked like Brook was trying to force him to the baseline to Giannis.
Yes.
Just what Giannis was able to do defensively.
That was perfect. We missed one in the first half where you remember Brook turned him and Giannis was late and he laid it in. Other than that, turning him to the baseline, Giannis is pretty big. Getting there was huge for us. And then the weak side guys covering up the back end of that. I thought we did that over and over tonight. And he still had a triple-double. Woof. Thanks, guys.
Giannis, 28 and 19 from you, huge moments down the stretch. What mode did you have to go in mentally to close this one out?
Yeah, I don't think it's a special mode. I'm just out here trying to make the right play and try to compete. You know, I don't look at the score. It doesn't really matter. I just try to compete every play and make the right play, make good decisions down the stretch. I feel like we had so much patience. We moved the ball. We fight the open man. We made some shots, and defensively we just made it tough for them.
Your team has talked a lot about the importance of getting out in transition. How important was pace and intensity in this one?
Very important. I think our pace starts from our defense. We got to show help. We got to crowd the paint because they want to score in the paint. We did a very good job boxing out and rebounding. And when we rebound the ball, we knew we had a good chance of going the other way and trying to score because they don't get back as well. And we were able to throw the ball ahead, got some open threes. We were able to also get in the paint for some kick-out threes. And that's what we did. We played good basketball. We just got to keep on building habits because now it's go time.
And speaking of that, I mean, this game felt big. MVPs, contenders. How important is this win in terms of setting the tone for the second half of the season?
I really don't care. All I care about is the game. I care about building good habits. I care about whenever we're on the floor, we try to be sharp. We follow the game plan as well as we can. And we're out here competing. I feel like if you try, you're going to succeed. So as long as we try, as long as we locked in, good things going to happen.
Thank you, Giannis. Great game.
Thank you.
Back to you, Kevin.
You know, you get this elite level, Reggie, you're always grading yourself, not only as a team against other good teams, but other great players. And that's what Antetokounmpo did against Jokic tonight.
Well, again, he's taking the intensity and the effort. Look, he sees the light at the end of the tunnel. He understands they have a shot at that 4th seed. And if something happens with New York, possibly that 3rd seed, and how important that is.
Our producer tonight, Sean Gerchikoff, director Andy Goldberg, statistician